Christopher Columbus monuments are being torn down, thrown in oceans, beheaded, painted red, and defaced in the trashiest way possible. Today we talk about why it's happening and if it should be happening. Hey, what's up guys? Daniel here, and this is Freedomists. And on this channel, we pull together history, data, and philosophy to think deeper about tough issues and find the ideas that work. So if you haven't subscribed yet, we hope you'll consider doing so, and we know you're gonna love this community. So first things first, why do people have such beef with Christopher Columbus monuments? Many are teaching that he was a racist, savage, white supremacist, monster, pig, human pig. But regardless of your view on his morality, whoa, that was a big spit. Did you see that spit? But regardless of your view on his morality, what he accomplished changed the world and the course of history significantly, especially for us over here in the New World. And there's a strong case to be made that that's something worth remembering. Did you see they're making a Night at the Museum 3? It's called The Revenge of the Monuments. All right. If Columbus really is a terrible racist human pig, shouldn't we be tearing down his monuments as a tribute to Black Lives Matter and wokeness? Well, let's think a little deeper about that. The issue really comes down to the purpose of the monument more than the monument itself. Why does the monument exist? This is the question we need to be asking. And as it turns out, there's more than one possible reason for a monument's existence. For example, number one, it could be that we want to honor this person and hold them in the highest regard. We see them as an example of respectable behavior and want future generations to be inspired and challenged to live in a similar way. Now, this sometimes is the purpose of a monument, though maybe not the most typical purpose. Number two, which is probably more typical, is that the purpose could be that this figure represents something very important about our history that we think is helpful to remember. And this doesn't mean we are condoning or upholding this particular figure as exemplary in every way, but simply believe the monument is reminding us of something important that we shouldn't forget. Obviously, the left is looking at the Columbus monument through the lens of the first definition, while the right is defending the monument through the lens of the second definition. In reality, it's not usually as simple as just one at the total exclusion of the other. A monument can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. Just as beauty is in the eye of the beholder, a monument's meaning is much the same. But keeping both of these definitions in mind is quite useful and helps us see both perspectives. So imagine with me for a second, if I lived in Germany and there was a statue of Hitler in my neighborhood, I wouldn't like it, especially if I was Jewish. And if I was convinced it was there because the government and others wanted to honor Hitler as an example of a good man, I would be seriously disturbed, and tearing it down might seem like the best thing to do. But on the other hand, what if the monument is there to serve as a powerful reminder of something important that happened in the past? Something that would be dangerous to forget? That definitely changes things. As we can see, the purpose of the monument is a lot more fundamental than the monument itself. The concern with tearing down these monuments of Columbus and other historical figures is that it seems to reflect a movement we've seen to, number one, paint America's history in the most negative way possible, aka ignore the good and magnify the bad, and number two, erase or ignore giant chunks of our history altogether. And the reality is, these are both very harmful things to do, because history is the greatest teacher we have. The best way to avoid repeating the mistakes of the past is, number one, know what they were, and number two, know why they happened. Oh, my foot's going to sleep. Oh, my foot's going to sleep. Why is my foot going to sleep? I need a doctor.
Drink some of this.
History is a giant database, but the data won't do us any good if it's been manipulated. In fact, it could do us more harm than good if we interpret it falsely. And as a philosopher, George Santayana said, those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. So what's your opinion? Should we tear down these monuments or not? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you believe in what we're doing here, please consider making a small donation at our website, link in the description. Until next time, stop yelling and start thinking.